Joining me right now in the new drone technology newsroom is Jeff Sales. Jeff, what's happening? What do we get?
Skydio 2 was released today by Skydio. This is the secondary version of the Skydio 1, the one that drone that impressed us so much with its ability to avoid, cramped areas to fly. It was the object avoidance on it was just insane.
This thing is gorgeous. Look at that thing.
Yes, it is a groundbreaking new drone that uses some of the artificial intelligence from the original drone as well as several improvements. It has a 23-minute flight time. It's portable, has that form factor like the Mavic series.
Right.
Makes it very, very useful for people that are creative and want to get it out into the environment. But as you can see from the videos, this thing is designed to film you without crashing.
So is this doing it by itself, or is there somebody flying it right now that we're seeing?
In these videos, the drone is navigating itself.
Wow. That is impressive. And it does it all on its own.
Yeah, it has an NVIDIA Tegra X2 processor in it that has access to 6 navigation cameras located around the drone. Each one of those provides a 360-degree omnidirectional ability for it to avoid objects.
Wow, okay. And some of the specs here get 23 minutes on the battery, autonomous speed, 36 miles an hour. That's cool. Yeah. And it's half as noisy as its predecessor, apparently.
Yes.
That's neat.
The form factor and I think the design leads into the ability for it to make less noise. They've learned an awful lot, not only from other manufacturers, but also from their original release for the Skydio 1.
Okay. Speaking of manufacturing, let me ask you this, Jeff. Do you think DJI would ever let you see them actually making one of their drones?
Absolutely not. They're very protective.
They're very protective. In fact, the only time you ever get to see inside your drone is if you crash it. Well, Skydio is letting you see inside. They've released this video on their website. You can see that all the technology that they're packing inside here. Tell us a little bit more about what you get for $1,000.
Well, so obviously it has the 6 navigation cameras, which are all Sony 4K CMOS cameras. You also get a 12.3 megapixel Sony CMOS camera as your main sensor. It has a focal length of 2.8 with a 20 millimeter lens using a Qualcomm signal processor.
Wow.
You get 4K video at 24, 30, 46, and 60, or 48 and 60 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
1080p at 30, 60, and 120 frames per second, and it has a 100 megabit bit rate.
And it looks like it has a magnesium frame just from him slapping it together there, which is great.
Yeah. This is a major game changer for the industry. I mean, you have to sit there and think with the bill in place to prevent the federal government from buying drones from foreign entities. They've positioned themselves with this drone to easily take the place of the DJI Mavic series drones that are used so prominently by first responders across the nation.
So where is this made?
This particular drone, from what I understand, is an American-made drone. It's made here in the United States.
So we can sell these drones to other countries and then secretly spy on them like China's been doing to us. I'm just kidding. They wouldn't do that, right? We wouldn't do that, would we?
No.
No. We wouldn't do that.
So a couple of other interesting tidbits of information. This particular drone has 3 methods of control, which is the app, the iOS and Android app that works on the phone. You have a Skydio beacon, which is a small handheld device sold separately, and for the first time for any Skydio drone that has a handheld controller.
Yes, and that is very important. Here's what the controller looks like. And then over there on the left is the beacon. This thing is pretty interesting. What is that all about?
So it's a handheld device that gives you rudimentary controls of the drone that you can use your thumb to flip through. But the other interesting thing about this is that if the drone flies outside of a field of vision of you, in other words, most drones, you draw a little box around your target,
right,
and as long as it can see it, it'll follow it. And in this case, with the beacon, it can actually go behind objects, and it's tracking the beacon and not you visually, which helps the drone maintain its ability to follow you on course, avoid objects, and reacquire you.
Wow. Okay. So you can put this in your pocket if you're snowboarding, if you're skiing, if you're on your motocross, if you're on your Kawasaki ZX-10 going fast. How fast can it track you? About 40 miles an hour in autonomous mode?
Well, with the tracking and stuff like that, I think it's between 20 and 30 miles an hour. 20 and 30 miles an hour, I think, is what they mention.
Okay.
So, you know, you always want to be a little bit cautious when you're having something track you with a drone. But the ability to put this thing up in the air and trust that it's not going to crash into something is the most important thing. Because, I mean, we've watched thousands of videos of people that have put their drones up, start tracking, and watch it slowly drift into the side of a tree, you know, or into power lines. I mean, it's great entertainment, but it's also very expensive. The warranty for the Skydio 2 is unique in a sense that they tout this as the easiest to fly and least likely to crash drone on the planet. And that's pretty true based on the performance of the Skydio 1. But they're putting their money where their mouth is by stating that if you're operating the Skydio 2 within their safe flight guidelines and it crashes, they'll repair or replace it for free.
Wow. That is impressive. That's a lot of confidence in their product. And the technology you get, I mean, the price, it seems hefty, but if they keep it at under $1,000, then it will sell pretty well, and it will give DJI the competition that they so desperately need at this point.
Well, the drone's priced at $999. The controllers, the two different controllers, are sold separately for $149 each, depending on which one you want to use. They have a limited supply of these things for delivery in 2019. Customers will be able to reserve a drone on their website starting at 10 a.m. Pacific on October 1st for $100. Shipments are expected to begin in November, and all the units reserved from this initial run will deliver in time for the holidays. After that, they're just going to be ramping up production for the following 2020 year, and that's when you're going to see these drones start popping up all over the place.
Yeah, I hope that they can keep their manufacturing up with demand. If you want to get in early on this, you can go to their website. There's a link in the description, and then just click on the reserve now for $100, and then apparently you'll be one of the very first to receive yours.
Well, they learned their lesson from the Skydio 1. When they first released the Skydio 1, they weren't sure what the demand was going to be like, and the first production run sold out almost immediately. And they were scrambling for a good period of time to try to meet the demand. They learned how to improve the production capabilities. They were able to drop the price of the Skydio 1 as part of that production initiative, and for all practical purposes, have been able to meet demand ever since. So I have high hopes for the Skydio 2.
Yeah, and it looks pretty well made as well. And I'm glad that they released this manufacturing video, because you can really kind of see what you get, you know, for the price. And it looks like they put a lot of research and development into this. It is absolutely a step up from the original Skydio, which was essentially a beta test for this one.
Well, definitely go out to the Skydio YouTube channel. They have a bunch of different videos showing off all the features of this drone, as well as, I guess, the initial first use of the drone to show you how to use it at a basic level. So definitely check that out. This is a real game changer, I believe, for this year. And they're in a perfect position to give DJI not only a run for their money, but take a good portion of their market.
And I think they will. I think DJI has got to be worried. I'm going to show you one more video of the Skydio 2.0 versus a Mavic following a four-wheeler. This is really impressive. The Skydio video is on the left, and the Mavic video is on the right. And we'll just track this guy and see what happens. So the Mavic is in tracking mode, and it's like, whoa, where okay. Good luck to you. Bye-bye. Meanwhile, Skydio has continued to dodge trees and track dude, which is very impressive.
Yeah, and the Skydio 1 was the first to be able to do this. The Skydio 2 has obviously improved upon that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Skydio 1 had far more cameras around the outside of it, which was one of the things that led to its expense. So the fact that they put the 6 omnidirectional cameras on this one to get that 360-degree bubble around it shows that not only have they learned a lot from the original drone, but they've been able to streamline the technology that they actually need to accomplish that incredible flight, profile.
Well, I've reached out to Skydio to see if I can review this drone and then keep it and play with it forever and ever. And so hopefully they'll respond to me. And we urge you to subscribe and keep it right here on this here channel for more future updates on technology as it happens. Right, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me them imaginary high fives over here. Down, up, over. And whoosh, there you go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time, buh.
And bye.
What his kid said.